Anchoring down into both of our heels. As we open up across our chest, let's lift our big toes up off the mat. So pressing down into the other 8 toes, opening up across our hearts. And then placing the big toes down, lifting up the 4 toes on either foot, really anchoring through our big toes. And then placing those toes back down on the mat. Today's strength class, let's start our flowing warm-up. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bringing our hands back down. Got a big reach. We'll build some heat today, create some fire within. If it feels okay, touching our thumbs together up at the top of our movement. So we feel that stretch down the sides of our body. Reminding ourselves to move at our own pace. Letting go of the need to be busy and bringing our focus within. Let's turn this into a flowing airplane. Exhale, softening our knees, extending the spine. Inhaling up, exhaling, diving forward. Feeling that length. Creating strength in our bones through yoga. Finding resilience and healing through movement. A few more. As we continue to flow through, we can add in now that flowing forward fold. As we do so, let's notice the air. As our body moves through it, we can feel it on our face, on our hands. Let the wind play with your hair if you're outside like me today. Just a couple more flowing forward folds. Really feeling that stretch up at the top of our movement and the stretch in the back of our legs at the bottom. We'll turn this flowing forward fold into a flowing chair, choosing your arms. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, finding that chair flow. So many options for your arms. You could reach them back if you're lengthening the neck today. That's a nice one if you're healing your neck or you want to create mobility. If we're working on strengthening our core, we'll reach our arms forward. If we're taking care of the shoulders and or the back, we'll place those hands at our heart. So our glutes are nice and warm now. Let's meet in our mountain pose. Take our left or right foot back. We'll turn our toes out towards those outside edges of our mat and start to move through our moonflowers. Inhale up, exhale, bending our elbows, bending our knees. Wonder what my neighbors think. Maybe they're doing yoga inside with me. Couple more. So some options here and modifications are to not go down too deep. If you're feeling like more sensation, we open up the chest as the elbows drop to the thighs. If we lose our awareness, that's okay. You're not alone. Bring it back to a full inhale and a full exhale. And if that means slowing down, slow it down, right? Our mantra this month has been go with the flow. Our affirmation this morning is to let the breath create a feeling of spaciousness. Breath creates space. Last one, turning this into our sunflower. So we're getting nice and warm this morning. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, diving forward. So on Monday, I mentioned that Sharon would be doing Reiki on Friday. My mistake, she's actually doing it on the 19th. Friday will be a class focused on yoga for cyclers, for cycling, but of course it's for anybody, but it'll help for that. Last one of these sunflowers. Think of picking that sunflower, reaching it up to someone in the sky. So we pick the flower, we lift it up. Amazing job. Okay, so let's meet in our little goddess pose. Coming down. So you could take a seat on a chair if this doesn't feel nice for you. We'll bring our right elbow or forearm to our right thigh or floor. So these two options here, and the other arm will reach up or slide back behind our body. Breathe, anchor through the feet. Create space with your own breath in your body. Let's reach up, straighten our legs, and slide it down to the other side. Forearm or floor. Opening up that chest. If it feels okay, we're looking up to that top hand, or forward or down. On our next inhale, straightening the legs, reaching up. Exhale, bending our elbows. We're going to flow into a star. So reaching to one side, I've got my house to hold on to. We're flexing the feet. A little bit of balance work. Then we'll step to a moonflower and flow the other side on an inhale. Rise up. Exhale, moonflower. Inhale, star. Side to side. Warming up our hips. Last one. Amazing. All right, let's step it up to the tops of our mats. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring our hands back behind us. Open up into chest expansion. And exhale, fold. Maybe you want a little bit of a bend on your knees, or even a really big bend. Let the head hang. It is so nice. Let's release our hands to the mat and step our feet back to downward facing dog. Lifting up our hips, option to be down on all fours. Pedaling our feet. Space between our fingers. Creating space in our ribs with the breath. Going with the flow as it changes. Beautiful. Let's come down to all fours. Make our way into cat and cow as an option today because we have a little bit of wrist focus. Let's turn our hands towards our knees. That is just an option. If it doesn't feel good, turn them back. So we'll move through our cat and cow here. Exhaling cat, inhaling cow. Not feeling good for my wrists today. You could have blocks underneath your forearms too and let your wrists just dangle. Letting go, my friends, of competition.
Over 500, eh?
Focusing within. Last one.
Fast? No.
And we'll slide it right back to child's pose or downward facing dog. I think maybe someone's mute. It's on somewhere. Just let me have a quick look. There we go. Fixed. So from your child's pose, making your way back up to all fours, and we'll move through our spinal balance. I'd like to do a little hip opener with this one today. As we reach our right arm forward, left foot back, then we'll open them up out to the sides. Place it in straightness again and bring it back to the mat. Other side, so we lengthen, toe faces the mat, open, toe still faces the floor, reach it back and down, side to side. Inhale, lengthen. We want to have a nice long neck too. So we'll keep that gaze down on the mat once you've got the feel for the movement. And for anyone taking care of their back today, we could do just the taps to front, side, front, all fours. Beautifully done. Couple more. The focus in the warm-up is the breath and to move within, to create that awareness Let's take it back to child's pose, unless you would prefer to be back up and downward facing dog. I'm choosing those poses today just to keep myself a bit warmer. We'll let our head hang if we're in downward facing dog. And then looking up between our hands, we'll inhale either into a full or kneeling plank. Exhale halfway or all the way to the belly. We'll open up into our cobra or our up dog. Maybe go back to down dog or back to your belly. Then we lift and then we meet in down dog. So all of you know that I see on Zoom, so we can flow through that a few more times. Inhale forward, exhale down. Choose your flow. My wise women, do what feels good for you in this moment. One more flow through this half series. Honor the body. Have compassionate thoughts for yourself. Let's meet in down dog or child's pose. Gazing up between the hands. We'll be doing one lunge on one side, then one lunge on the other. So we'll bring our right foot up. You can have your knee up or down. Inhale, lunge. Now just reach forward for a nice strong lunge as you press into either your toe or your knee. We'll inhale, reach it back up, stretching our hip flexor. Then frame our front foot, slide it back to down dog or child's pose. And then the other side. Gaze up between the hands, then bring a foot up. Rise up into our lunge. Reach forward, that feels okay. Then back up. And then slide it back to child's pose or downward facing dog. We'll find a breath or two here. Really warming up our hips today. Wonderful. So let's look up between the hands and inhale to all fours, exhale to downward facing dog. Walking or jumping our feet up between the hands so you can walk them. You could take a few jumps if you want to. Flow through our monkey pose, halfway up and fold. All on your own, 5 times, 5 breaths. Feel the rib cage expanding. Feel the spine lengthening and stretching as the gaze goes almost between the legs, between the calves in our forward fold. On our next one, pressing both feet in, rising all the way up. We'll be doing another chest expansion, bringing the hands back behind us, open up. Feel that stretch there. And if you'd like to, we can do our forward fold again. Or you can stay up with me, maybe work on your reverse prayer hands, or just grabbing for opposite elbows. That could be an option for you too. Reconnect, reaffirm. Last one, last breath. We'll relax those shoulders. Time for our sun salutation. So we'll do our regular sun salutations that we normally do with this practice. If you'd like to stop at lunge, hold the lunge and just wait for us to get back to you if you don't feel like going back onto the floor today. All right, let's mosey on up to the tops of our mats. Open up across the heart. So open the hands, reach the fingertips down and find ourselves in mountain. That's just my dog's tail on the window. All right, let's go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, full dive into forward fold. Monkey pose will come halfway back up. Feel the strength of the core. Exhale, folding once again. Bending our knees, taking our right foot back. We can drop that knee down or keep it up. Rising up into lunge. We're adding on that reach to strengthen the core. We reach forward like you're passing a ball to someone. Back up, breathe in. Exhale, take it to down dog or child's pose. You can choose to take a little rest here, or maybe you're still in lunge, or we'll flow. Inhale forward, exhale down, opening up into cobra, shining the chest, back down to our bellies, and then we'll lift up and make our way back to down dog or child's pose. Maybe you're still in lunge, Let's bring the left foot up between the hands. Rise up into a lunge, full or kneeling. Awesome. Let's flow a couple times with our lunge ladies. They're building lots of strength today. We'll hold our lunge and forward fold. Exhale. Inhaling into monkey. Exhale, fold. Amazing. I just love to see you guys. Inhale up. And I also just love to see and know you're there with us. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathe in. Exhale to mountain. Let's do another. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, dive. I happen to, when I go on Zoom, a lot of the times if I'm a participant, sometimes I put my video off too. I'm shy. That way. Let's bend our knees. Take that left foot back. Rise up into a full or kneeling lunge. On an exhale, reach forward, but we're still reaching with that back heel. Back up, breathe in, stretch the hip flexor. Exhale to downward facing dog or child's pose, or hold your lunge. Hold and flow, or hold and create strength. Let's flow. Inhale forward, halfway or all the way down. We'll move into our up dog. Maybe it's our cobra. Back to the belly, or back to downward facing dog. Gazing up between our hands. We'll bring our right foot up between the hands. Might be the wrong one, Brenda. Sorry. Inhale, rise up into our lunge, and then we'll flow a couple times. We'll hold and forward fold. Inhale to monkey pose, breathing in. Folding, breathing out. Sweeping all the way up, inhale. Exhale to chair, choose your arms today. Rising up, inhale. Exhale to mountain. Engage the core. I see a chipmunk. Let's do another one. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, diving into forward fold. Come on, Chippy. Let's inhale into monkey pose. We'll breathe in. Exhale, fold again. Taking our right foot back this time. Inhale, rising up into our lunge. Exhale, reach. Inhale, reach up. Hi, Chippy friend. Exhale, we'll go to downward facing dog. I just gotta give this guy a peanut. Hi, bud. So you'll meet in your downward dog. You can choose to rest or choose to flow. We'll inhale forward. Exhale halfway or all the way. Up dog or cobra. That's my Chippy friend. I've got about 4. We'll meet back in down dog or child's pose. So gazing up between our hands. Sorry, I got distracted. We'll bring the left foot up between the hands. Rise up into our lunge. And reach. Then back up. And pushing to forward fold on a breath out. Inhaling to monkey pose, roll those shoulders back, feel the core. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to chair. Inhaling back up. Exhaling to our mountain pose. Amazing job. So now we can grab a drink or fix our pants, and we'll move on to the strength portion of our class. Down a little bit, you can't quite see the whole mat. Wonderful. So like I said, we're creating some arm strength today. We'll do a warrior's flow, and then we'll move through some poses down on the mat. So let's take our right foot back and drop that heel down and open right up into warrior 2, so that right arm reaches back, the palms face the floor, the left arm is reaching forward, and we're sinking down into the support of our legs. So actively reaching, I want you to feel and notice the wrists. So bring that awareness to the wrist. Feel the reach, feel the length as the fingertips reach in opposite directions. Breathe. Amazing. We'll be taking ourselves into a wide squat. So let's straighten out that front leg, turn the toes so they're both facing the long edge of our mat. tick-tock our feet in a little bit, apologies, and then sink into our squat. So if this does not feel nice for you today, you can do like we did earlier with our moonflower with this pose. If you're okay with it, we're down a little deeper. And the right hand goes down, we reach this opposite arm up. So again, we could be in our moonflowers, or you're down here in a big, wide yogi squat, stretching our hips. So let the sit bones reach towards the earth. Breathe. You're never stuck in a pose. You can get out anytime you want. We're going to be doing forward fold and then the other side. So forward fold or a wide leg forward fold if you're up a little bit higher, or even somewhere in between like I am today. The head is hanging. Let's grab our elbows and do a little rock side to side. Taking our hands to our hips, give them a little squeeze there. Lift up, turn the toes out, come back down into our squat. So settle in, or you're up in our wide goddess pose, elbow on knee. So here or down, that left hand will come down onto the mat and we'll reach the opposite arm up. Settle into that breath. Think of lifting out of the wrist, drawing energy up through the arch of the hand. Beautifully done. We'll bring the opposite hand back down, lift the hips, come to a fold. We might want to turn those toes back towards the long edge of our mat. Let the head be heavy. Amazing. So let's walk our hands up towards the top of our mat. So we'll be turning our toes that way as well. And stepping back into plank position. So like I said, anytime we're on our wrists, if this doesn't feel nice for you, please know that your forearms are there for you. Your knees are here for you. Find the plank. Stacking our wrists underneath our elbows, elbows under shoulders. And then there's a little bit of openness across the chest. And we're looking, well, I'm looking at a peanut. You're looking in between your hands about a foot or two in front of them for a nice long neck. So if you could create a triangle there, you're looking at the top of your triangle, your hands being the base, right? We're lifting out of the wrists rather than pressing down into them. Let's drop down onto our knees. Take our left hand more to the center of our mat. Wonderful. And our right foot is going to walk up. So now that the toes are going to be facing more towards the long edge, you might have gone right off your mat like me. Pressing into this foot to stretch our glutes. So we press, or if you want a little more today, you lift up that back knee and turn onto the side of the foot. So we press, should feel really intense. One of my favorites. Side plank pose variation. Wonderful. And we'll be doing the other side. So let's walk that foot back. Bring the right hand more to the center of the mat. Walk the left leg. I'll do the other side. Walk that left leg in front of you. Then press into it. So we press into that foot to lift the hips and we feel that stretch, or we come onto the side of the foot. Wherever you want to gaze, right? It's your neck. Please be kind to it. Oh, this is so lovely. When we can have outdoor classes, girls, I'll just stay here and you can come to the lawn. All right, take it to downward dog, everybody. Or child's pose for a little rest. So if your wrists are feeling like they need a little bit of a rest, you're in child's pose, or you're down here. And did that Chippy steal my peanut while I was in that pose? Let me have to look back at the video recording because it's gone. Here we are. Wonderful. So we'll be making our way up to that warrior on the other side. So this time your right foot's going to be coming up between the hands. Your left heel's going down on the mat. And you'll be rising up into your warrior two on the other side. So I'll just switch sides. Right foot forward, left foot back. Think of the lengthening through the wrist. So warrior here, we're creating that strength, but we're also using this time to give our wrists a little break and reach them. Let's bring our hands in front of us, tuck our thumbs into our hands, give them a hug with our fingers, and do some wrist rotations. And then the other way. Open it back up to your warrior arms on a big breath in. Exhale, sink into the support of the earth. Feeling the length in your neck, that strength in your core and your spine. And we'll be shifting into a lunge position. So reaching or shifting our hips towards the knee as we lift our back foot. Return again, apologies. Let's draw our back foot in. Take the heels down onto the mat so that we've got our hips square to the front. We're moving into our pyramid pose, reaching down. Maybe you're giving those hips a little bit of love, a little bit of squeeze. You can stop where the hand rests on the shin maybe. Or today we'll be turning our fingertips, right? We're stretching our wrists towards the back foot. You could be on blocks doing this as well. I don't have my blocks here with me, but that's okay. You can imagine them. Breathe. Settle into your pose. Remind ourselves we're creating space today, and it's okay not to be busy. We'll walk our hands back to the front of our mat, step our right foot or left foot forward, whichever one's back. The other foot goes back. Let's find a nice high lunge first. Inhale, rising up. Breathe. Sink down into the support of our legs. We've got a strong quadricep. Grabbing a hold of our left or right hand, we'll do both. Create some space in that wrist. Just pull that hand right up towards the mat as we continue to sink down into our legs. Here comes our Chippy again. Hello, buddy. And then we'll do the other side. The peanut's right there. I'm back. Sorry, guys. Back to your pyramid pose. There we go. Back again. Not too bad. I guess the hot spot times out after a little while. So there we are in our pyramid with our other foot forward. You didn't miss much, just the 10 breaths or so. And then we'll step to forward fold on an exhale. Let the head hang, let it dangle. Breathe. We'll rise up into monkey pose on an inhale and exhale, fold. So I've got a couple options here. If you're feeling like you want a little more sensations today, peace fingers will wrap around your front toe. So just take a look if you want to have a choice. Peace fingers around that big toe, then you'll be unweighting that foot and lifting it forward. And then we'll be opening up into big toe hold. So the other option for that is to rise up on our regular way, lift up, grab a hold of a knee, open it up. And we can stay in this position, or we've got our big toe hold today. So choose what feels good for you. Make this screen a bit bigger so I can see you all again. Hey, there's fun in falling too, right? So just make sure you've got lots of space. Wonderful. And let's do the other side. So place that foot down. We'll inhale, sweep up. If you're not going to go down, just stay up, or you'll come with me into a fold. Peace finger around the big toe, and practice just unweighting that foot first. So it's like you're sucking your leg right up into your hip. And then without bending it, if you can, we bring that foot forward and then open. Or we started standing, knee up, open. Whatever you choose, you're going to stretch your inner thigh. So choose a position that you can breathe in. And if for anyone looking for some balance, fun, you can look over that opposite hand. We'll bring that foot around to the front, and let's go into our forward fold with our palms up. Resting our wrists again, right? We're giving them a break. We've got a couple more planks to do before our relaxation. Let's bend our knees deeply. Hands are still up. Then we'll place our palms towards the floor and step back to a full or a kneeling plank position, whichever one you want to do today. Choose what feels good for you. We're dispersing the weight into the hands. We're creating strength in our wrists. And rather than bearing weight in the wrists, think of lifting out of the wrists, drawing energy through the arch of the hand, pressing into the toes. You could even shift a little more weight back into the feet if you feel like it's too intense. Moving into our side plank, you can either drop your left knee and kickstand it, open the right hand, or turn the feet and open the hand. So your top leg, most likely your right, is in front. And either you've got your left knee up or down on the mat. And our option today is to peace finger that big toe on the top. And we've got our big toe hold. Well, I don't know. Looks like it's not going to happen for me today. Just you can be here lifting, or even here bending and straightening. Amazing job. Let's do the other side. Give that wrist a break. We'll turn into our flow on the other side. Side plank, either with that kickstand back behind us, or you're rising up into your full side plank. If that feels okay, you could be down on your forearm too. We'll lift the leg and reach for that big toe. Bring it forward first and then up, or even just forward. All right, take it to just all fours. We'll move into our cat and our cow. So turning our fingertips towards our knees again. Hi, little buddy. And let's move to our cat and cow. Amazing job. So if you're taking care of your knees today, maybe put a bolster or a pillow back behind your knees, because we're sitting back into hero pose. Well, not into full hero, just a stretch for our knees and our quads. If you would like to, turn your fingertips towards your backside and open up, you can. Or you've got like a bolster or pillow right back here behind your thighs. Opening up our chest, stretching out our necks, breathing. So engage the core. Walk those hands forward, and the opposite of that, our child's pose. Let's place our palms up. Feeling open. Now, if you need a little more grounding today, if you want to feel the earth a little more, then place your palms down. If you're feeling open, we'll place our palms up. From here, making our way to our locust pose with the chest expansion option. So we're coming to our bellies with an option to stretch our wrists out. There's a couple different ways. One would be just to reach back. So just reaching, stretching your own wrists or clasping the hands together, reaching our knuckles back towards our heels, opening our chest. Now, if you want to bring your knees up off the mat, you could as well. Completely up to you. You've got a nice long neck. So let's inhale, draw that navel in. Exhale, open the chest. Inhale, we're drawing that navel in. Squeezing those inner thighs together on our exhale. All right, fingertips under shoulders. Let's take it back to child's pose. Hands either forward or reaching back to your heels today. Massaging our foreheads down onto the mat. Finding your breath again. Amazing. So let's bring those hands forward, then we'll take a seat. So shifting forward, we'll come to our crisscross position. Stretch out our wrists. Let's clasp our hands together and just do some little movements here. Sway. So take note of which way you're going. And now try to switch. It can be a bit of a challenge. Well, for me anyway. Last one, last cross or two. We're not quite done with your wrists yet, my ladies. We'll be pressing our hands down into the mat, either cup hands, or if you can get your hands right down and then press and lift up. So maybe you've got your cup hands, you can even have your feet out in front of you. If you've got a couple blocks, that's also helpful. So staff pose, we'll engage the quads, engage the legs, and press down our glutes and press our hands into the earth to extend our head up. Breathe. Pressing and anchoring while, hi Chippy, while we lengthen. And we'll release that tension. Let's point our toes and flex our feet. A few more times, pointing and flexing, keeping those ankles warm. And we'll be rolling right back onto our backs. Take your time getting there. Drawing our knees into our chest, we'll take a little rock side to side. Our wrists have had a little break. Let's move into a bridge position. So the feet are coming down onto the mat. There's some space between them. And we lift up our hips. And then, if you'd like to, today we're also lifting up our hands. So anchoring the shoulder blades, but at the same time, actively reaching our fingertips up to the stars. Feeling the earth beneath our feet and our shoulders. We can close our eyes. Allow our eyeballs to soften, our jaws to relax. Still reaching, still strengthening the back. Slowly lowering one vertebrae at a time. Let's draw our right knee into chest. Extend our left leg. Nice stretch here for our back. Let's do some ankle rotations. One direction, and then moving to the other direction. Amazing. We'll switch sides, extending the other leg down, drawing this knee in, a simple stretch to stretch your back. Our ankle rotations one way, and then the other. Moving into our legs up a wall. So now both knees will come in. We'll be reaching our feet up to the skies. If it's okay for your hamstrings, we're turning our toes down towards our foreheads. And you could be reaching your arms up again to help facilitate some release in our ankles and our wrists. Close your eyes. Feel your breath inside your body. Every breath, a simple act, really, but so essential. So for today's Shavasana, if you'd like to stay in your legs up a wall for your Shavasana, or move to bending the knees, walking the feet out, knees come in, or you can extend your legs nice and long. Hey, Chippy. Why are you doing that there? And we'll make our way into your Shavasana. I'll be doing it seated today, just a little guided meditation for you. So take your time, maybe your legs up a wall. Whatever you do choose, it is a place of rest, of safeness, of softness, of warmth. An area where you can really let go and allow your body to relax the muscles that surround the bones. So we'll let our shoulders melt down into the earth. We'll let our lower back melt down into the earth. Really noticing where the back of our body right now is connecting down. Our back to the earth, our front to the stars. Noticing the air on our face. And feeling the breath within. Softening our jaws. Feeling our cheeks and forehead smooth and relaxed. With each exhalation, allow the body to sink a little further. I hope that you can take time for your relaxation today. Thank you so much for joining me today. Building some strength and confidence in our practice. From me and the chipmunk. Namaste.